It was night in the city. The glass from tall corporate structures and industrial monuments reflected light off one another, as if sending silent signals that only they understood. Arranged in architectural symmetry, the towers formed the infrastructure of the metropolitan area, and were an elaborate construct of modern design, echoing the progressive contemporary culture of the people who lived and worked here. The night landscape revealed an array of vehicles traveling to various destinations near and far, their lights creating trails of continuance. Although they slowed, they never ceased. Some would say that this city was like any other American city of average size, neither big nor small. True as that may have been, it was a city definable by the corporations, banks, commerce, culture, and people. It had a vibe that was easy to feel, but difficult to describe. The city had been experiencing incredible population growth in recent years. People were drawn here just as much for the job opportunities as they were the scenic beauty. Being so close to the national forest, the air was clean and fresh. Many of the school districts around the city were known for their standards of excellence, and the suburban areas were prosperous. Hipsters and young singles were drawn here due to the corporate job opportunities in a variety of fields, as well as the art scene. It was a good place to start one's career, as well as a family. The city had crime like that of any other, and areas to be avoided, but that could easily be overlooked as local officials and council members had been implementing plans that were fixing many of the city's problems. Several of the older buildings downtown had been renovated into loft apartments, and despite the high cost of living anywhere near the metro area, people were moving there as frequently as new space became available. In addition, a few large investment firms were based here, along with a variety of other corporations, the unstable economy seeming not to affect its continued growth. The city had much to offer, and to most it seemed the perfect place to live. The tall man observed the city from atop one of the most prominent corporate buildings. With a shaved head, dark goatee, and intense eyes, Celsius was an imposing figure. Being older than he looked, he was calculating and methodical. He had recently come to the city, having considered many others before deciding on it. It possessed everything he needed for his current project, from the population density to the geography. The dark force inside him had drawn him here, and he trusted it completely and absolutely, possessing a knowledge and power beyond his limited mortality. Looking down at the city, Celsius believed that most of the population were sheep who only cared about consuming more resources, being entertained, and living their comfortable lives. Having a deep-seated hatred for people in general, he used them only to achieve his goals. They were expendable in his eyes. Being in a position of authority, Celsius had committed himself to fulfilling his plan, and was determined not to fail. He assured his superior that everything would be a success, and it didn't matter to him how many people he would have to sacrifice to achieve it. The fruition of his work would manifest soon. "Everything's in place. Phase 2 has been initiated," Celsius said in his distinctive British accent, updating the overseer. He was given specific instructions on how to proceed. "I understand. Very well." Following the brief conversation, Celsius slipped the mobile device into the jacket pocket of his expensive suit, and began to walk briskly to a nearby black helicopter which sat in the center of the roof. His assistant, Spectre, opened the door for him. With the two of them inside, Spectre quietly powered up the engine, the mechanical bird ascending and flying out over the city. This hadn't been the first building to which Celsius had gained unauthorized access, and neither would it be the last. He was a master of stealth, and he had the necessary resources to infiltrate almost any place he desired. A feeling of immense satisfaction now filled him as he thought about the mass control he had gained, and how none of the useless people beneath his feet would ever know. This city will be the first of many. Celsius had worked long and hard to get to this critical stage, and he was now about to cross the Rubicon. Unknown to the residents of the city, a dark wind had come, bringing death in its wings.